Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for trusting me along this virtual journey, as well as trusting yourselves. Today I'm going to be taking you through a yoga flow for mental health and depression. You won't need any blocks unless you choose to use them as modifications for some postures. So we'll go ahead and get started in Hero Pose. Taking the tops of the legs, the tops of the feet to the mat. Bringing the hips to the heels. And then placing the backs of the hands on the thighs. Fluttering the eyes closed. And tilting the chin towards the chest. Taking a moment to welcome ourselves to our space. To collect our thoughts and arrive on our mats. Depression is a really difficult thing to manage because it affects so many different facets of our lives, of our minds. So arriving at this practice, we're acknowledging that the energy of our bodies and our minds may be lower than usual, may be depleted. We're acknowledging and bringing mindfulness to maybe some extra self-judgment. We're bringing awareness and acknowledgement to our current mental state, knowing that however we've arrived at our mats today, it's okay. If you're feeling weepy or tired, if you're feeling nothing at all, if you're feeling angry, scared, or sad, knowing that all emotions of the human experience are welcome. And if only for the next 20 or so moments together, allowing yourselves the time and the space to welcome every feeling, every thought, and just to be the observer of all of these things, not holding on to anything that doesn't serve us. Bringing our attention and our focus to our breath. Without changing anything, just noticing where you're breathing into the body, chest or the belly. Noticing if the breath is shallow or deep. And with each exhale, starting to send some softness to the shoulders, to the back, to the neck, the face. Sending softness to the belly and the chest, the hips, the thighs, all through the legs and into the feet. With the eyes remaining closed, see if you can take the hands down to the mat in front of you, and then curl the toes under, lifting yourself all the way to your feet, finding a forward fold. Letting the head and neck be heavy, taking opposite hand to opposite elbow. The Ragdoll Pose. Always welcome here to rest the belly and the thighs. Maybe finding some soft rocks from side to side. When you're ready, coming to stillness, release the fingertips down to your mat. And then tenting the palms off of the ground, will lengthen through the arms, lift the gaze slightly. On your next exhale, fold forward. From here, we'll heel toe the feet 2 or 3 times apart, about the width of your mat. And then press the right palm into the center of your mat, bending into your right knee. Reach the left fingertips overhead. When you're ready, switching sides, left palm comes down, bend into that left knee, reach the right fingertips overhead. And on your next exhale, right hand comes down, wide leg forward fold. Take the hands around the ankles. Let the crown of the head shine towards the mat. See if you can roll some of the weight out of those heels into the toes. So a few things to be mindful of in a yoga practice for mental health, and specifically depression. We know that the body is working at a lower functioning level than usual. We know that the energy levels are lower than usual. And though it seems like a daunting task sometimes to even get out of bed, finding gratitude in the fact that you've arrived at this class, that you're bringing some movement to the body, and by using those mindful breaths, by bringing awareness to the body, we're creating energy, lifting the mood. From here, bring your hands to your shins. Inhale as you lengthen, finding a flat back. Exhale, release the crown of the head deep in the forward fold. From here, release your hands, roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time, head and neck come up last. And then taking the toes towards the corners of your mat, the heels pointing towards each other, we'll inhale, reach the fingertips up and overhead. Exhale, right hand comes to right leg, reach the left arm overhead. Squeeze the core, arms come up and over, left hand to left leg, right arm overhead. Again, squeeze the belly, arms come up and over. And last time, left hand to left leg. Good, we're gonna start to create some heat in the body, squeeze the belly, cactus the arms, and then bend into the knees, sinking the glutes towards the mat, coming to goddess squat. Taking some rocks from side to side here. Still breathing. Come back to center. Inhale, stand all the way up, bring palms together overhead. Exhale, sink back down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, come down. Inhale, feeling strong. Exhale, coming back. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, squat, hold it here. See if you can squeeze the obliques, take that right elbow to right thigh. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, other side. Big breath in, stand tall, palms come together. Pivot both of your toes to the front of your mat. Bending into that right knee, release your hands. Runner's lunge, right foot comes back, high plank. Big breath in. Big breath out, elbows into the ribs, lower all the way down, uncurl your toes. Take a moment here. Bring the forehead to the mat. Come back to your breath. Remember why you chose to do this flow. Press into your palms. Inhale. Lift the heart and chest. Cobra pose. Exhale, lower and tap the forehead. Press into your hands, lift the hips, drawing the hips back to the heels. Balasana or child's pose. Filling the belly bowl all the way up as you inhale and emptying all the way as you exhale. From here, shifting the gaze towards your hands, we'll lift the hips and sit bones. Bring the shoulders over the wrists, knees hip distance apart, tabletop. Inhale, belly towards the mat, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Walk your hands towards your knees and we'll come all the way to standing knees. Taking a nice round of breath here, lengthening through your spine. When you're ready, reaching fingertips up and overhead. And exhale to heart center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands to heart center. This time, reach your right fingertips overhead. Take that left hand either to the lower back or see if you can reach your left hand down to left heel, finding half camel. Gaze comes to the fingertips, bumping the heart and chest forward as well as the pelvis. So we're starting to make some room in the heart space. Finding a more uplifting posture, a challenging posture, and knowing that that naturally produces in the brain thoughts and feelings of empowerment, of I can do this, I can handle everything being thrown my way. Squeeze the belly, windmill the arms up and over, right hand comes down to the mat, left arm reaches overhead. Gaze follows. From here, bring the left hand down to the mat, find neutral tabletop. Inhale, lower the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the spine. Walk your hands back to your knees. We'll stand all the way up. Big breath in, fingertips overhead. Big breath out, hands to heart center. This time we'll reach the left fingertips overhead. Right hand comes to the lower back for the right heel. Creating that same space, that same freedom and movement on both sides of the body. When you're ready, squeeze the core. Windmill the arms up and over. Left hand comes down, right fingertips overhead. Good. On your next exhale, bring the right hand under your shoulder. Neutral tabletop. Curl the toes. Lift the knees, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Take a moment to walk it out here. Bring your awareness back to your mind, back to your breath. If any thoughts or emotions should come up at this point in the practice, knowing that there's nothing wrong with that, good or bad, just being the observer of your thoughts.
Find stillness here. Draw the heels towards the mat. Lift through the hips. Gaze comes to the toes. We'll take 4 rounds of breath. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Shift your gaze to your hands. Walk your feet all the way forward. Bending into the knees, sink the glutes down as low as you can. And then see if you can reach your fingertips out in front of you. Taking a nice deep squat. Check in with the face, let go of any tension. Inhale, lift a little bit. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift a little higher. Hold here. Exhale, lower. Release the hands to the mat. Big breath in, lengthen through those legs, find forward fold. Inhale as you roll yourself all the way up, find mountain pose, palms shine forward. Inhale, fingertips reach overhead. Exhale, reach towards the back wall. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Last time, inhale, lift. This time as you reach fingertips to the back wall, lower the heart and chest, bend at the knees. Skier pose. We can do the hard things. Hold on to this. Keep breathing. Take your fingertips down to the mat. Inhale, lengthen through your legs. Press into both palms. We'll step the feet back. Find high plank. Lowering the knees, uncurl your toes. Bring elbows into the ribs. Coming all the way down to the belly. Take your palms out to the width of the mat this time. And then as you inhale, press into the hands, lengthen all the way through your arms. Holding on for 3 rounds of breath. Protracting shoulders away from the ears. Last round of breath. Gently lower and tap the forehead. Slide the palms back under shoulders, curl your toes under, big breath in, find high plank. Draw the heels back, lift through the hips, downward facing dog. Right heel stays, left heel lifts, keeping the hips square. And then flexing that left foot. Creating new energy in the body as we flow. Making room for new patterns of thought. Go ahead and bend that left knee, step your foot forward. Runner's lunge. Pivot the right toes 45 degrees. Inhale, lift the fingertips overhead. Palms come together. Warrior one, if I can talk today. Gaze comes to the hands. From here, exhale, fold over that left leg, framing the front foot. Pivot the back toes, left leg comes all the way back. Downward facing dog. Left foot stays this time. Inhale, lift the right heel. Squaring off the hips, flexing the right foot. Bend into that right knee, step your foot forward, runner's lunge, pivot the back foot 45 degrees. Inhale, palms come together overhead, gaze follows. Finding length through the arms, sinking a little bit deeper into your right leg. Release both hands to the mat, framing your front foot. Pivot the back toes. Right foot steps back, downward facing dog. Walk your feet all the way to the top of your mat. Bending into the knees, sinking the glutes all the way down. Seeing if you can reach the fingertips out in front of you. And then releasing the hands down to your mat. Bringing your sit bones to the ground and taking a tight squeeze around the legs. When you're ready, leaving the legs as they are, squeezing the core, we'll lower ourselves down to the mat, one vertebrae at a time. Letting go of the arms and finding windshield wiper movements with the legs and the hips. From here, slowly lowering both legs towards the right side of the mat. Bringing the right hand to left leg, stacking the knees and the hips. The left fingertips come out to the side and the gaze follows. Whenever you're ready, move the legs through center and then tip both legs towards the left this time. Left hand comes to right leg, the right fingertips reach out to the side. Gaze follows. From here, we'll move back to center, nice and slow. And then wiggle the hips towards the left side of the mat, dropping the knees to the right. Lifting the head, and then releasing the side of the head and the face to the inside of your right arm, right hand. Taking the left arm alongside the body, placing the palm face down on your left thigh. Closing the eyes, softening through the face. Leaving some room in our practice for any final sensations, any final feelings or experiences. Knowing that rolling to the right side of our mat is a sign of rebirth, of new beginnings and starting over. And knowing that you can always come back to this place. Knowing that every day is a new beginning and a new chance to try again, to do better, to feel better. Whenever you're ready, coming back to a comfortable seat at the center of your mat. With the eyes remaining closed.
Taking the hands to heart center. I am you. You are me. We are one. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste and be well.